Okay, thank you. Because we live.
Your stylist.
Nice and bright.
Birds are chirping and ready for flight. No voice, no volume today. Who's gonna sing the song?
Daddy, we were. No sound. Ashley, we don't have no sound.
You think?
Sun is shining, nice and bright. Birds are chirping and we're ready for flight.
Acapella.
Time to get ready for another day. No one can stop. Don't play with me, everybody. Welcome to Rolling Out AM show with Miss Barry, Tiara.
Good morning.
What's going on? Tie, bow tie. Get you some, everybody. And Portia Monique, all the way from the D. She's got an album coming out.
Hey.
Covers for Christmas.
The sun is shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping,
and I'm excited.
Time to get ready, ready
for another day.
Hey, no one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great. You do your best,
and I do mine.
So let's get ready, cause it's about that time. Good morning, morning, you good morning, how do you do? Good morning, time to be great. Good morning, good morning, your dance and play. Good morning, start today. Good morning, open your eyes. Good morning, reach for the sky. Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do?
Good morning.
You see me on my grind.
Ooh, stars got to shine.
I'm a supernova.
Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah,
I'm on the move. I got a way to stride to it. So let me hear you say, every day we gonna learn and play.
It's Rolling Out AM. We're here today. It's coming your way. It's the way to start a perfect day. We've got Ty and Amir too. Portia Monique and Romeo coming through. And then we got Miss Tiara Berry today.
Good morning.
Romeo and the AR show today.
Y'all the crew is here today. Everybody.
It's a party.
Hey, on our AM wake up call. Wake up, everybody, to the best show on the planet. That's what we are. Coming your way. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. Whatever you do, make sure that you're happy, 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 happy. Because we are getting ready to vote, 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 vote every day.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a vote party going on your way. Hosting somebody.
Yep.
What you got, Miss Barry?
What I got this morning, got a morning report.
No, yeah. Well, I know you got a little sunshine in your heart. Probably trying to sell a house right now to one of these guests that are looking.
I am a realtor, y'all. If y'all didn't know, I'm a very multi-hyphenated person.
Yes.
So y'all,
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
believe
it's so important. It is.
ownership is so important, especially, the younger you are. That's the reason why I ventured into it, because I just wanted to be a good person for my peers to reach out to and look up to.
Wonderful.
That is super dope.
We're going to talk about the wealth gap and how owning a home can help you and keep you and your family from being part of that wealth gap problem. So ownership is key, and we will be starting a series. We also will be talking about survivors of COVID next week. So we got a whole show, and then we got survivors. Obviously, it is still, for those who aren't thinking about it, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we want to make sure to all those survivors, we send out love, love, love to you.
Shout out to everybody who is supporting the kid tomorrow. I came back in town for y'all. I will be doing not only the 5K run tomorrow, but I'm going to do the 3K run tomorrow as well to support all my breast cancer awareness survivors. I appreciate my team. I appreciate everybody. I'm looking so.
No, I didn't get an invitation, Romeo. I'm kind of feeling some kind of way about that.
Oh no.
You know, I would have done 5. I'm doing 10 miles a day. I'm a little.
Oh wow.
I'm a little confused. Like, what happened, bro? I ran
10 miles a day.
when I'm in Atlanta. Up in Chicago, I probably get about 6 to 8, but because I really just can't. At home, I could just lap. Here, I gotta walk to the lake, go past the train, and then I pass at least 60 people during the course of that. But it's cool. It's right on the lake. You know, it's a beautiful weather's beautiful up here.
Yeah.
But you get the sirens.
Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, definitely shout out to the breast cancer awareness survivors. Just like last year, I tell everybody every year, I'm not running for me. I'm running for your loved one, for your lost one, for your fighter. So, you know, I think I have about 100 AR. I think I got about 120 names on my shirt this year that I'm running for. So I'm excited.
That's amazing, Romeo. Are you doing like pledges or something? Can we donate?
You can pledge $10 to the run if you choose to.
We should have a poster for that, Romeo. We should have a little card that just pops up so people know what's happening. And clearly we got to figure out when Dr. Jackie can come on the show portion.
Yes, we do. Sorry, I'm trying to start my watch show. Y'all start your watch show yet? But I will reach out to Dr. Jackie's team. She said that before we went on. So yeah. Just checking for everybody else because I didn't see yours.
Who are you coming for right now?
Nobody.
You know.
Nobody.
It's gonna be a good show, y'all.
Nobody.
Already.
All right.
All right. Well, Miss Berry, it is your time.
I'm ready.
I'm like,
wait a minute, Mr. Drop. Y'all better stop this early in the morning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, y'all. So there has been a new development in the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion debacle. So last night, Tory Lanez was charged. He was charged, according to TMZ, he has been given 1 felony count of carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, personal use of a firearm, and assault with a semi-automatic firearm. And these charges came from LA County's DA office. So, you know, there's been a lot going on between Megan Thee Stallion and this Tory Lanez situation. A lot of different people in the industry, as well as fans, are taking different sides on the matter. Tory Lanez came out with an album recently that talked about, you know, how he felt about Megan, blaming him for what happened that night, and him saying that he didn't do it. He wasn't the one that shot her. So, you know, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the situation, but at this moment in time, he has been charged. So,
dang, that's messed up. You know, I just kind of think about domestic violence in general, and this was some years ago, but y'all remember the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. It just seems like stuff comes out in the news and it just spirals. It's just, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I thought he didn't do it though.
You thought he didn't do it?
Yeah, he did that. Like I believed her as soon as she came out, and she was like, "That man shot me." Like even the cover up, you just knew that it was something going on with that. And I mean, so everybody that's looking up to Tory Lanez and that was defending him and that was doing all this is the results. These are the consequences. Don't go shooting people. What the hell?
So we got to say allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you.
He hasn't been convicted, but we definitely, during the trial, we definitely would get the chance to see the details of what happened that night, because I'm sure everyone is going to have to go to the stand as far as Megan Thee Stallion, the bodyguard, and also Megan Thee Stallion's friend who was actually in the car. So we're going to hear testimony from everybody to see actually what happened that night. But yeah, domestic violence is cool. Like you should never, first of all, no man should ever hit a woman, let alone shoot a woman. So if Tory Lanez if Tory Lanez did shoot Megan Thee Stallion, he definitely deserves every day. And of course, he's facing like 22 years in prison. And it happened in California, so he will be going to San Quentin, which is one of the roughest prisons in America.
And
So
he real little, ain't he?
Yeah, it's like he's not even 5 feet.
Wait a minute, Portia. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go for Tory like that.
He
Look.
just little. He's just little, so he might get lost up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, wrap him. Okay, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that story develops for sure. So next up, Ebony K. Williams. Congratulations to her because she has been casted as the first Black Real Housewife of New York housewife. So that's a really big deal, especially for her to be the inaugural Black woman coming onto the show. She is, already known in the television world. She currently is a host over at Revolt Black News. She has credit over at Fox Sports. Ty, you're just shaking your head.
And Romeo, what's going on?
What? I can't even finish I was going to congratulate. I didn't.
Seasons.
Ty said, go ahead.
go ahead, Ty.
What is it? No, I want to hear from Romeo. Romeo, like,
And he was
like,
yeah. What's going on?
I mean, her resume is very, eloquent.
so
How many
first of all, okay, go ahead, Romeo.
I was gonna ask. See, this is why. See, me and Ty, we be on it sometimes, and we be off. How many seasons have they had? 6.
6 seasons, yes.
Oh. So the Black woman's coming for the 7th season.
There's a lot of Black people in New York.
Dying to completion.
I'm just
Look. That's exactly where I was going with Romeo, because I was like, yo, like, I'm happy for Ebony.
Mm-hmm,
I think she is amazing. I watch her like every single day.
She's your Soror, right?
Yeah, and she got so.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the 13th season.
Oh,
that's even worse. So me and Romeo, we like this today. It seemed like let's keep on that path. But yeah, I'm like, dang, they take. And I watched the Real Housewives, and the Real Housewives of New York. I've always been like, dang, ain't no women of color on the cast. Like,
yeah.
I just hope that, because they have a lot of ish going on for the Real Housewives of New York, I just hope they don't loop her into it, because she has a political platform and a stand. Like, she's very conservative. So I just hope that this show does not tarnish that.
Well, I think they probably need to watch out for her, because she's definitely going to have something to prove, being the first African-American woman on Housewives of New York. And she's really, really feisty.
Yeah.
So
she is.
I think they probably better look out for her.
Yeah, it's to me, it's really a weird choice, considering that Ebony K, I think she's from North Carolina first originally.
Yeah.
She's she's definitely deep into politics. You got to respect her mind when it comes to politics. Like she can.
Oh yeah.
She's been a lawyer, for years.
She's definitely a strong voice when it comes to that. So it's just a weird choice to me, considering that there's so many successful Black women in New York that are originally from New York, that's been in New York for years, and they pick Ebony. It seems contrived a lot. It doesn't even seem like.
I agree with you.
I see what you're saying. And I think a lot of people are taking to the fact that Garcelle Beauvais, who recently came on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she's been a good addition to that franchise in terms of ratings and get Black women involved. So I definitely see how they have an agenda for sure when it comes to bringing Ebony in. I just hope that she can continue to represent us, in a positive light.
She will. I don't think she will ever tear down her legacy that she has built. So she will, like Portia said, I think she gonna come for their heads. They just better watch out for her.
They better watch out for her.
Sure. Yeah. All right. I have an actual sad story, y'all. So unfortunately, rapper Scarface is very deep in his battle of for his search for a new kidney. So he's been struggling with his health for a while now. I think, a little bit over a year or some years for sure. But he contracted COVID back in March when everything kind of got everything has started to spike, and that has definitely deteriorated his kidney situation. So he's in search for a kidney now. it's starting, his asthma and the virus itself has started to attack both his kidney and his lungs, and all of his organs are starting to fail due to the impact COVID had on his body. So he's been in recovery for a while. And since June, he's been on a road to recovery. But right now, it just seems like things are not looking good for Scarface's situation. So he needs a kidney as soon as possible. But, you know, getting on that list and staying on the list, and sometimes getting up in age, and, you know, the discrepancies that come with being a Black man and in the health, you know, field is just ridiculous. So my prayers for sure are with Scarface right now.
Yeah, prayers up.
Yeah, definitely pray for Scarface. But it just shows you that, you know, this is a COVID-19 is something that once you catch it, you're gonna have a pre-existing condition, and it affects some people differently, and some people just and the thing is, we're still learning about this whole virus, and so it's like we have to really understand and take precaution. Like, I see people out of the clubs without masks. I see people just you know what I'm saying, they're not really taking it seriously. And I think Scarface, specifically for the hip hop community and individuals in that generation, should really see what's happening. Like, look, okay, even if I survive this thing, I can have a condition that could like affect me for the rest of my life. So
for sure,
definitely mask up, man. You still got to keep that mask on. It's not over yet.
Yeah. So currently he's on dialysis 4 times a week, 3 hours a day. They take all his blood out of his body, clean it, and put it back in. And before COVID, that was just not the situation. So I definitely agree. You have to take care of yourself, take care of your health. I know we want to get out and have fun, but, you know, we're still not out of this COVID thing at all.
We got another report, or I was just checking Facebook. That's it for you, Tiara? Oh,
I do have a Black History Jewel of the Day real quick, since we do want to celebrate some amazing Black people. Frank Robinson today, October 9th, and back in 1975, became the first Black manager of a major league team. So as we were saying earlier, you know, ownership is important.
Not Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson.
I want before that's not Frank Robinson.
That ain't Frank Robinson.
So we got to get a picture of Frank Robinson.
That is
who is that man?
That is Jackie Robinson.
That
is the first Black MLB player to ever
the whole history of baseball.
Well, did he manage Frank Robinson? No. When I searched Frank Robinson, I promise that
is
picture
not
came
Frank
up.
Robinson.
So that's Google's fault.
That is Jackie Robinson.
That's Jackie Robinson. That's just Jackie Robinson. Shout out to Jackie Robinson, of course. And Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson in 42. But we're gonna get a picture of Frank.
I was looking for that picture of Frank. Facebook was going crazy over the Ebony K. Williams story about the New York housewives, and they were saying it's about time. It's been too long. You know, finally we get a Black person. Somebody else said crazy how so many shows don't represent Black people, as if we don't exist. It's not only as in total agreement, but not only as if we don't exist, but as if we don't shape the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the housewives, I think, was Atlanta the first one? Was Atlanta the first housewives that came out? It was Atlanta, right? The Black one, and everything else just kind of spawned off of that from the Housewives franchise. Yeah, they rep the shows like we don't exist, and we don't shape the culture. We shape that franchise, like everything. In terms of the Real Housewives franchise came from Atlanta, like all of it. So
okay, they're saying that the first one was the Real Housewives of Orange County. First one. Yeah, Atlanta was the fourth one.
Okay, well maybe I ain't know.
But see,
Atlanta was
that's the first one you started tuning into. That's the one
that's the one that took it to another level. It took the franchise to another level. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's why that's why that's why that's the only one that you know came out.
That is right, most recognizable. Okay,
right.
Okay, so we got Frank's picture updated now. Let's look in Frank's picture.
Look at Frank's picture.
Hey, Frank.
There we go.
Hey, Frank.
Good job.
Yeah.
See, look at Frank.
Oh,
hey, Frank.
Nice looking too.
Damn. All right, Romeo, stay with it. Stay with it.
Birthday.
Are we going into birthday?
Birthdays.
It's birthday.
What season? Is this Libra season still?
Yes, girl. Oh, child.
Oh.
I have issues with Libra men. But I love the women. Okay. This is my slide. Tyler James Williams turns 28. He played in Everybody Loves Chris as the
Everybody hates Chris.
Hates Chris.
Everybody Loves Chris. We talking about love on this show today, y'all.
You can't get the name of the show wrong, Portia.
Everybody loves Chris. Okay, everybody hates Chris. And then Lecrae is 41 as well. So happy birthday, Lecrae.
Lecrae's a bit controversial these days. Huh?
And he was also on our cover a couple of months ago. So shout out to him. We had him on the show several times. He's a friend of the brand. So happy birthday to all of these people.
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the music playing, cause it's your holiday. Woo! We invited family, and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. And you got your finest clothes on, and $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate you for a while. Yeah. And don't forget we got the candles. When you away, don't forget we got the candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Candles, blowing you away. Wait. Candles. Happy birthday, happy girl.
I was just gonna give people that day, huh?
Happy birthday to all of those people.
Happy birthday.
Happy Libra season to all of the women.
I was waiting for him too. I'm glad my brother A.R. Shaw here. Darnell Henderson on Facebook. He been going in all week. He thinks somebody finna run from this conversation, but his hashtag today is Bill Cosby is innocent. I don't know what Bill Cosby you talking about, but okay.
Bill Cosby is innocent. Okay, let's go on to my report. What we got? So listen, y'all. We got a whole. I don't understand what's going on. So there was an entire plot to kidnap the Michigan governor, Governor Whitmer, y'all. 6 men are being charged in federal court. 7 other men are accused of trying to target police and state capitol. Men, they were charged in trying to kidnap the governor, y'all.
Did they say why? Why? What did the governor do?
Well, so she has been very vocal in making sure that she mandates the quarantine, the all of the things that they want to basically. She shut the state down basically, and they didn't like it, so they stormed the Capitol. These are a group of militia people. They stormed the Capitol. They want their rights. They want to be able to go outside. They want to open up. The stores, the gyms, the bars, and all of that. And in a COVID state, she was basically like, I'm enforcing the rules. We are not going to reopen the state when it's too early. And so they didn't like all of that. And they were like, we got to do something about it. So we just gonna kidnap her.
So they think that because they kidnap her, that would change.
Well, they were trying to overthrow the government. They wanted to kidnap him.
And we want to know that she actually mentioned Donald Trump's name in this whole thing, saying he's inciting these individuals to do things of this nature. So she definitely called him out yesterday for his propaganda and his hate speech, which he needs to be tasked for. And I don't understand how respectable Republicans are allowing this to occur, because some of the things that he spews is definitely hateful and dangerous and can definitely affect lives. So, we want to make sure that all this hate speech is put to a stop, because election day is coming, and we don't want to see any fiascos happening at the polls. So
All
You
I'm
know,
gonna say is whatever is done in the dark, it will come to light.
there you go.
Yeah.
Period.
And so
Mhm.
they found out about it because they were monitoring Facebook groups. They had one of their people turned informant. He was reporting back to the FBI. I mean, it was this whole thing. It's been going on since June until
Mhm.
now. They wanted to take a sitting governor, and I mean, allegedly. So it's just a lot. Like y'all plotted to really do some harm and overthrow the government is
Yeah.
what they wanted to do.
Here's where I here's where I am in life. If I get in trouble, AR come get me. Ty get some extra bail money. Here's where I am. Every commentator, every news station, every person, I could give a flying F. You are a
Mm.
racist. That's what you are. You are
Mhm.
a white supremacist. That's what you are. You are against the government. That's what you are. What I'm getting tired of when I see stories like that, Portia. What I'm getting tired of excuses
Right.
or let's make it. I get the alleged stuff. I'm with you, Amir. But what I'm getting tired of is, well, the reason is no, there ain't no reason. If I bust somebody in their eye, I bust somebody in their eye. That's exactly what it is. So when things like this happen, we need to start calling people out for what they are. We need to start attaching names to people who support these
Mhm.
people, what they
Mhm.
are. Donald Trump, if you don't know who or what Donald Trump is right now in history,
Right.
I'm proud enough to say you got to be the dumbest person on the planet.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
I
do
think
one of them moments. They say, "Who you with? Who you with?"
and I think that goes back to the debates and Trump and Pence not denouncing, the heavy right white supremacists that's causing a lot of the riffraff in this country right now, just their failure to acknowledge, what they're doing and what they're inciting people to go out and do is terrible.
But
Yeah,
you
and
know what? I think they are. I think they are acknowledging it, and we all
Mhm.
see it.
Mhm.
I think.
What
I
they
think
don't
they.
say says a lot.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're
Exactly.
not denouncing it. I want you guys to take a look at them one more time so that we can see who they are, what they look like, the type of people that are going after. I mean, it got really ugly. They were, they found her vacation home. They found her Michigan
Mm.
residence. They were talking about kidnapping her as she was coming in and out of her home. So it's just really, really, really dangerous. If
You
we
know what's crazy? It's like, okay, let's just say they were successful at kidnapping her.
I
What
just
the
want y'all to
hell do
see
they think would have happened after that? Don't they think that would have hit the
Mhm.
news? And like, okay, that's a telltale sign right there of, oh, why are they kidnapping this guy? Like, what did they what I don't know, but you can't explain crazy.
Hey,
no,
not,
ma'am.
I've
So
not one successful out of all the movies in the world, Amir. I've not seen one successful bank robbery, kidnapping movie. What television show are y'all watching to
all
make
right,
y'all
Patty. Over there,
like?
Miss Patty LaBelle. You up, Ty? She being Patty LaBelle over there. Y'all know Patty be performing and putting her makeup on stage.
Right?
Mhm.
Hey,
Okay.
that
Kick them
came on.
shoes
Sorry,
off.
Romeo. No, but you're right. You're right. It hasn't been. And if there was a successful one, we definitely didn't hear about it.
We ain't synced it.
We ain't think it.
It's just pure ignorance. It's just,
Yeah. I mean,
it's just ignorance.
anyway, they range from early 20s to 40s. They was over there plotting. Just anyway. Next story. Let me tell y'all something. 2020. We gonna file this under the X Files
What
of
is that?
2020. Stranger Than Fiction. Just okay. There have been multiple sightings of a hairy, venomous
Mm.
caterpillar in Virginia. Y'all,
Virginia. That's too close.
so
We
it's a small, hairy caterpillar, and you don't want to get near it. So they say it makes you it gives you rashes, it makes you vomit, it makes you sick. It won't kill you, but it definitely is venomous, and you don't want to get too
They
close to it.
coming after us because I
Mm.
thought that was some hair. I thought it was a wig.
It was a caterpillar, girl.
You know, you
Reach
know,
out to the black women. They like, oh no.
Oh man.
all the
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor issues we got, we get a caterpillar on.
No, it's Friday. It's Friday. We need to
This
talk
ain't
about
this ain't the Animal Channel.
No, it's not. But we need to make sure that we
No,
get
we
the what.
don't.
See,
No,
I knew he was. Y'all knew in the thought it was
no.
coming for me.
I said no to it before Ashley.
Nobody heard you say no.
Yeah, it was no.
Did anybody hear him say no?
No, don't bring them in this.
Oh my God! I think it's time for the social report.
Shout out to the shout out to the fly. All right, it's the Rolling Out Social Report. Wherever we go is where I'm gonna go. That's where we're gonna go. So let's start with stupidity, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Florida. Yay! Miami Dolphins get a full capacity approval from the governor. Yes,
Wow.
60,000 people are allowed to sit in the stadium of the Miami Dolphins. Isn't that great?
They said COVID ain't gonna be forever.
Florida been wilding
right
since
now.
COVID. People was at the beach all through COVID, the whole summer.
Y'all don't come from
COVID
Florida.
ain't gonna be
Please.
forever.
Stop.
They preparing for 2022. They said we ain't gonna let this little COVID thing stop us. Anyway, the president said, don't let it dominate your life. So they
Don't let it dominate your life. You're
A
right.
little bleach and
He
a little
said
Lysol.
the president said his DNA is USA. So what's the Chinese virus going to do to him?
So for everybody,
Don't we got other news to report on?
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep
Hold
it
on,
going.
before we go outside, I know you're embarrassed, but before Romeo moves on, the Miami Dolphins did come back and say they're only going to allow 13,000 people in the stadium. They're not gonna keep the stadium to capacity.
Total sense.
13,000.
Total sense.
So
yeah.
hopefully the 13,000 people can, I don't know, spread out. I don't know.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you for that update. Thank you. My Florida folks. Oh, Lord.
y'all,
COVID trap. COVID trap.
right?
For real.
Literally, get a ticket to a COVID party, a COVID football game.
And then people yell, people scream. It's a whole bunch of airborne going on.
Ladies, have y'all ever been to a football game inside of a stadium?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got to walk in, you got to sit down in the small seats, you got to go to the concession stand. I don't know if y'all ever been to a bathroom at a stadium. It ain't like the best thing on. Like, come on now, come on, man. But next up, we'll get off Florida so I can save my tie. Jesus Christ. Going on. Next up, where we at? I don't know how. I'm glad you love it, Tiara, because I don't know how I feel. So Travis Scott says he's going to pay tuition for 5 HBCU students, and he's going to do his part to make sure that Black men and women get education that they need. Oh, that is so sweet. Travis Scott, how much did you just make from McDonald's in the last album and the album before that? And my fault, never mind.
Dang, Romeo.
So you think he's not doing enough? HBCUs are expensive. Trust me, I went to one.
Yes.
Okay.
You coming out about 100,000 for 40.
Minimum.
Yes.
You just signed a deal with
That's $500,000. That's $500,000 for 5.
But that's still something I think that, Travis Scott, he's an example of what a lot of veterans in the music business should be doing. He's young himself. So the fact that he's thinking about other people's futures, just 2-3 years younger than him, I think that speaks volumes.
I don't know, child. It may be something underlined with Romeo talking about this. He be knowing them folks, so you never know.
Or Romeo could be saying we should have bigger expectations out of people who are suggesting and are benefiting from directing youth to, consume their product. So I think, sometimes it's a lot of news. You got a lot of news. It sounds like, oh, it's 20 million. And I guess maybe Romeo's even pointing to somebody bigger because, they say they're billionaires, but yet they haven't given 100 million to a college. I think the conversation is, and it's a woke moment for our community to really evaluate what gifts are. Is that a big gift? Is it a big enough gift? I think all of them, we can pause and at least discuss it And I think going to your point, Miss Berry, where are all the veterans' commitments to HBCUs, given how much music it will be played? I think it's more discussion. And the evaluation won't stop. And I think that's the truth. Amir Shah should have a whole report on all of the top grossing and supposedly millionaires and billionaire artists and what their gifts are to the youth, the next generation. How much commitment based on what they've made versus running out and buying a Ferrari. If he sponsored 5 kids, cool.
But like Tiara also said, he's serving as an example as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think that's the first thing, because people really don't have to give anything. However, I mean, what example are you trying to set, and how are you really trying to give back to our community? And they are idols, whether they want to be one or not. A lot of people look up to them. So I think starting at 1, I mean, 2, 3, however many you pick, I think it's a good thing. But we could dialogue about it.
Right now, and I'm making a bigger conversation. I'm not evaluating Travis. Good, thank God. I don't know which schools are, but I think we're gonna have to evaluate after this election, a real Black agenda and what should be tolerated and how we really want to be depicted. And it's about the money. It ain't I'm interested, but why do we want more Black faces on franchises we don't own?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, how many more producers? How many more writers? How much more advertising are you doing in the Black-owned media?
I'm bringing it to this point, Ty. Earlier this week, we reported that J.P. Morgan Chase said they were going to give $30 billion back to support racial injustice, but they never said where that $30 billion was going. And I'm cool. I'm a Travis Scott fan, but you can't tell me, hey, I'm about to send 5 HBC students to school, and then who you sending? Where they going? What school?
Shout out to the HBCUs out there. We are repping our HBCUs today as well. Shout out Clark Atlanta University. How about them Panthers?
Yeah. Okay. I love that look. Yeah, that is so cute.
I'm repping Grambling black and gold. I need to go get something else gold. Amir,
so I'm actually repping Grambling for black and gold. Not because of Portia Monique, but because of Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson, the greatest the greatest coach in football history. You guys need to Google Eddie Robinson. He was a Grambling head coach, and he pretty much just ran through college football, and he didn't get the credit that he deserved, but I think he's the winningest football coach in college football history.
Wow.
Yes,
Shout out to Eddie Robinson.
Shout out to Eddie Robinson.
Definitely raised a lot of great Black men during his time. So that's why I got the black and gold today for Grambling University.
For Portia Monique. Thank you, Amir, for repping Portia Monique.
Yeah, Portia, take Romeo's screen off. He tried.
I saw it.
I didn't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
That Morehouse in the building.
House.
Rolling out University, Morehouse colors, of course.
First of all, I'm always team Spellman because I love HH. At my fault, telling myself. All right, last report. Now, AR, y'all gonna find this is funny because this is the most, I don't even know what to say. So apparently, this is so funny. Apparently, Sunset star Amaza Smith says her ex-boyfriend, I want to say this slowly, her ex-boyfriend, Tay D, financially supported her and her children for 5 years. She says he took care of us. Now, I want y'all to follow me on this one. Tay D has financially supported her for 5 years when her ex-husband, Ralph Brown, couldn't. I was with somebody for 5 years, her husband, and dated Tay for 5 years. He took care of us. Now, hold on, brother. So apparently, she was married 2 children. Her husband could not take care of the family or take care of her and the kids, but her ex, Tay, took care of her during the fact while she was married to somebody else and kids.
That's not what Ashley says.
I don't understand why this is new.
She said she was divorced.
No, she was not. That is not what she said. That is not what went down on Twitter. She was not divorced. She was still talking to Tay Diggs. Yeah, I know you're an ex-football player, but
it's a confusing story. I don't understand why it's new.
So what are we mad? What are we mad about? What are we mad about here?
Because keep in mind,
this Tiara. Hold on. Where he going with this?
What are we mad about?
If I forget what I said in the beginning, it's the social report. So socially, this is moving right now, and what's trending right now is: would you take care, female or male? Would you take care of an ex who was previously married to another person?
Okay, so I guess I'm not understanding the story. So so she was dating Tay Diggs first, and then she married her husband, and then she got a divorce from her husband, and then Tay took care of her and her kids after she got a divorce.
Okay.
And they wasn't together? Is that what you're saying?
They weren't together, correct.
Okay.
So what are we mad at?
He's trying to prove a point.
What are we mad at? First of all, I'm not taking care of nobody else's family. Why
not? Like,
I mean, she didn't ask
her to take care of people. We here to help one another. She needed some help, so that is help.
Tay Diggs is gonna get some really good karma. He's a good person. Everybody talks about giving back and doing good for the community. That was his way of giving back.
Right. You put it out in the universe. Universe, I need some help. Universe said, "Bam! Here go your help."
Okay. He was just a vessel to the blessing.
Oh, there it is.
And then AR disappears. Bet. All right.
So Romeo,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Don't stay with him. Romeo, that is your view, and that's what you would do. We know that, and we're moving on. Okay, what's next?
Hey man, that was Kamala like that was very vice presidential from Ty. Like that was Claire Huxtable.
That's what it's for. You know, that energy just comes this way. You know, we're just gonna move on.
Well, you know what? Ty, I can agree with. Portia, I'm never going to agree with. Tiara,
she agree with me all the time, every day. Not every day.
Hey, Amir, Tiara's on that whole Dr. Dre pay her all that money, so we don't count Tiara. Just leave Tiara out. Don't count her.
Look, I'm all for women getting theirs, okay? However way we got to get it.
Yeah. Amir, don't
it's
you
2020
because you know I vary. You know
I got you. I'm just gonna say this though. I think if sometimes as a man, I think Tay Diggs was like he want to step up and help. I don't think it's nothing wrong. He probably didn't want the kids to go hungry and starve. Yeah, and I'm sure he got it. It's like if you got it, if you got the money, and you know that it's not gonna like put you back. And you still like the thing is like you're not everybody that you're ex with, like you don't like your ex lovers or whatever.
You don't have to hate them.
You don't have to have like bad relationships with them.
Well, y'all wait a minute now. Hold on, I do have a question. Is that his kids or is it the other man's kids? Is that Tay?
The other man's kids.
No.
It ain't nothing wrong with it.
Got her swoop for that.
No, it ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, when you need help,
they were married. They were married. That's that man.
But I don't think he was
up in them folks' marriage, giving out money, and the man didn't even know. That sounds a little suspect. Y'all can attack me.
I guess that's why I don't understand the story. Romeo, you got to explain the story better. So
we got to hear more because they were separated.
Apparently, they were separated.
Yeah, hey, that changed the whole narrative.
They were separated, but they were still married. She was dating Tay Diggs while they were separated.
I don't think that they was even dating Tay Diggs. I think she had been with Tay Diggs prior to being with her husband, right?
And they separated after that. So when her and her ex-husband, yes. So they separated after that. Then she contact. I guess her and
apparently he left her.
It's a possibility that the kids might be tased.
Let me tell.
I don't think so.
Wait, let me talk. Let me put this to Ty because
yes, okay.
I'll be real clear, Ty. Because as a married woman, follow me on this one. She dated Ty Diggs, broke up. He got married to another man. They broke up. Now the man that used to be her boyfriend is funding her and taking care of her.
That's a good man.
Yeah, that's all right. That is all right.
That's a good man.
Wait. Now tell me this: do you think, as a married woman, that during the point where she was married, that they was think about it now? During the point where she was married.
No, but what
I don't think we could just make that conclusion about their personal lives.
Right.
Because
No,
you don't know what happened. They could have been in between divorce.
What I do think is that it's important to maintain friendships during your marriage. You don't they can be platonic friendships. And actually, I think women set the tone of the friendships while you're married because we know how to put down boundaries. We know how to put down the limitations. We know where the line crosses. And it's just important to have a balance in your marriage in terms of friendship.
And Ty, you're not tell me that your ex-boyfriend is still your friend during your marriage. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
Not I said the cat.
Hey y'all, let me tell y'all something.
We don't do that over here in this household of the Coopers.
We do have guests.
That. No exits this way. They better not show up. If they show up, they getting canceled. You ain't got my phone number. But I don't say anything also against those people that can do that. That's just not what me and my household do over here. We cancel out all exes because that's spirits, it's energy, and we are all a flesh, okay? And it could easily tear back the other way, y'all. You just don't know. So you got to keep it straight and narrow.
Let's go, Ty. That's all.
We're our.
But I don't say nothing against those people that do that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't say that,
I just think it's important to maintain platonic friendships because you need outlets, whether they're men or female.
Right.
I just think you need outlets. Not to say
I think it has to do with how you build up trust in your relationship too. Like, what is the boundaries that you set in your relationship with other people?
Key.
Y'all heard from the married woman.
Hello.
She said,
you slept in that bed with them, and you still got them like herring on. That's baggage. You gotta let that stuff go.
But what if that baggage want to take care of you and your kids when you're?
Well, that means you gotta rethink who you with.
Right. They was divorced. They got divorced. Well, they
I ain't talking about their situation. I agree with that. I agree with her. I mean, if they want to come back in the picture and take care of them, they were separated, they divorced. I get that. Right. Yeah, I do get that.
He probably was there the whole time.
Look at Romeo. He talking. We can't hear nothing he's saying.
To ask our guest, Key, your mute button. Your mute button.
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me ask you a question before you jump in here. Now,
yes,
if you're married to a woman and she still has contact with her ex, is that acceptable?
No, because I am married and already in the beginning when we're dating, we've been through that and I ended that.
Better say that right answer.
Welcome to the morning show.
All right, y'all. I wanna bring on Keith, man. Of course, I'm A.R. Shaw, Romeo International, Ty Cooper, Tara Berry, Portia Monique, and Keith. I want you to give a introduce yourself because you guys are doing something that's kind of we haven't seen this done before. I guess in the urban space or the Black space, you guys are doing something major for social media influencers, and we're kind of talk about what you guys have going on.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my name is Keith Dorsey, and I am a social media manager. I have actually started a label and a management company for social media stars. I started this with my best friend, Robbie, he's on this call as well, during the Vine days, like it's 11 years ago. It's like way before TikTok and everything. And the TikTok wave just took things to a whole nother level. I have over 100 plus talent from Los Angeles to Atlanta to Orlando, Tampa, you know, all TikTok famous, all Instagram famous. And we've created a business out of it, you know, something that was never there before. You know, so, someone had told me the other day, it was like, no one ever said, hey, I'm going to be a social media manager. I was like, I never did either. It just happened because my friends became famous and they needed help handling business. And the business started to turn into career income, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I was like, this is a real thing. So here we are today with a full functional management company and label, as well as with music, because now the creators are starting to drop music, and because they have a big platform online, they drop a song, it's going to stream 1 million times. It's going to get 1 million views. So we just kind of created something really special. We, you know, got into doing events, and it's just been growing, you know. And Robbie's my best friend. I've been knowing him for 15 years, and it's something that we kind of it just happened, you know, just happened.
That's definitely dope. I think that it was definitely needed because as a lot of people on social media or those that become social media famous, they do not or they just don't have the experience or education surrounding management, and they become stars like overnight, literally. And so they don't understand when they get a podcast interview. There's still virtual things that happen that they need to be prepared for. So I definitely think it's important. But even more, what I would like to know, Keith, is if social media or TikTok or Facebook or Instagram goes away, how are you preparing your clients for something like the next thing, or kind of prepping them because it, you know, as we could tell, I remember Black Planet, I remember Vine, like you said, and these things, they pop up and then they all of a sudden go away. So what are you doing with your clients to help them kind of merge?
Well, that is a very amazing question, because one of my main things that I do with them is to tap into their talent, you know, what can never be taken away, and bring that into a more of a mainstream career, you know, taking them off social media, you know, that's why we have a PR, we work with Brandy. And you know, you get into that field to where you're now getting published in, you know, big publications. They're walking red carpets. They're taking their careers, and you know, they do music, becoming a real, you know, mainstream celebrity. If they're actor and actress, they're, you know, getting booked for movies and getting booked for, you know, shows. You know, so just if they're like a artist that paints, taking there where they're doing their own shows. You know, so that's why I do events as well, is because I literally just got off the phone with someone because I did an event that was super successful last night. And they asked me, why are you doing this? You know, what is your main goal? And I said, this is to help them display their talents. Like, I had a whole show going. I mean, I had reps from Dub Smash there. I had a rep from the Triller app there. And that helps them, you know, develop you know, create a platform for their talents to really, you know, go to the next level. So we focus on, what are your talents and what do you do? You know, a lot of them go viral for something totally different. Like Robbie is a director. A lot of people don't know that. He went to school for audio engineering. You know, he edits and shoots and directs his own skits. You know, he did a movie premiere where 400 people showed up. He's a lot of people don't know because they see him as a comedian, that they don't know that he likes to shoot serious movies. One of his persons he looks up to is Jordan Peele. You know, so we say, okay, we work with our PR, and then we say, okay, what can we do to take you to that next level offline? So that's where we are now.
Awesome. I'll let my other co-hosts ask you some questions because I got another one, but
I guess I have a question. So my question is, like you said, 10, 15 years ago, going viral or being an influencer or even being an influencer manager, that was not a career path that people are seeking. But I think that, especially with the way things are happening with the pandemic, a lot of people are finding new ways to branch out and gain streams of income. So how has the pandemic impacted the way you see the influencer life, the social media realm being a real career path for a lot of people?
Well, I would say they've made more money ever than this year and gotten more support from larger entities than ever before. So the pandemic has been probably the best thing that could have happened for a social media creator, because everyone's focused more, even when it comes to like Charlie D'Amelio. She is one of the most famous TikTok creators. She was featured on Forbes on under 40 for making $4 million a year, and I think she's 17 years old. That's incredible. So now that's bringing me to a place that's like, wow, this is incredible. Like and then she's getting booked for like big brands, like huge brands. Like it's amazing. So that's like, this is even more serious than it really is. Like, wow, like it's time for us to step our game up.
Yeah, it's so funny because out of the pandemic, we're seeing a lot of creators really create. And so that's the dope part about it. It's like a nesting ground or for creativity to just kind of blossom and bloom out. They said out of pandemics come millionaires. So
and I think now, you just don't need permission to do what you want to do. If you really want to do something or get seen or send an email, people's contact information is in bios. There's a lot that you can do yourself. So I appreciate the idea of no more gatekeepers in this.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna go to Robbie. We want to show a clip of Robbie's skit so people can kind of know what he does. He does this on a daily. He's foolish. So let's play some of this clip. So that's a skit from Robbie. So let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about the process of, like, I guess, creating these 1-2 minute clips that eventually go viral. Like those virals get like millions and millions of views. What's the process like of you guys like sitting down and actually putting your minds together to create a skit?
Thank Robbie. I see him. There he is.
Hey,
unmute, bro.
Hey, I'm here.
Good morning.
Morning, my bad. The process of creating a skit is basically I try to make it relatable. That's one. So anything that happens like in real life, I kind of make it like based off anything that's humorous, or sometimes even something that's not humorous, something that like that's happened to us, you know what I'm saying? And just even if it's like something that's bad, just try to turn it to like a humorous situation. And then sometimes if it's just like any type of celebrity do some stupid stuff, just try to make it funny. Yeah. And then also too, TikToks is a good way to do skits as well. And just messing with the sound and recording. That's pretty much the process.
So you guys have collab wing that's happening. We actually have a flyer we can pull up. You guys can talk about. I guess you could talk about what's happening with Collabo Wing.
Okay. We I'm still tired from last night.
Mhm.
This was an incredible event. I would say probably one of the biggest things that we probably pulled off offline
Mhm.
um than ever before. I mean, we had literally I partnered with a haunted house called the Containment Haunted House. I originally wanted to do a haunted house because I was like, a haunted house would be cool for creators. Like, how can I pull off a haunted house? And I started to see how expensive it was, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that, and there's too many moving
Mhm.
parts. So I'm like,
Mhm. Mhm.
okay, so let me call a haunted house. So it was a haunted house that I actually had gone to before called the Containment Haunted House, which is in Lithia Springs. I went there, walked up on them, and said, "Hey, this is my last event. I would like to host a collab event here." And then the guys was like, they looked at me, was like, "That's cool.
Mhm.
We couldn't hurt." And it was like, "Let's do it the day before we open. You could host it here for free." So I said,
Mm.
"Oh." So I said, "Well, I don't want to do it for free. I want to pay your people because this can turn out to be something really big."
Mhm.
And I made a deal with them that, the ticket sales that came through for the haunted house, they would keep, and I would pay them a check, I have to pay them a check literally um, in a few minutes, like after this call.
Mhm.
But it was a success. I mean, we calculated probably 900 cars came through.
Wow.
We
Wow.
had probably 400 individuals, on the account of making sure everyone was social distancing, having their mask on. I really wasn't expecting it to turn out as good as it was. Like, our events are created to help creators come together and collaborate, and we noticed
Mhm.
that when creators come together and collaborate, they go viral. Every
Mhm.
time we do something like this, they get reposted on different celebrity pages.
Mhm.
One
Mhm.
of the talent came to the hotel room and said, "Yo, Lil Yachty reposted me," and it was a video that he made at the hotel. We literally are here at the Hilton. We have like 10 rooms on one floor. It's been crazy. They've been creating content,
Mhm. Mhm.
like crazy in the hallway. They actually had ring lights out in the hallway of the hotel doing video. So that's what I like. So we're creating this whole entire culture. And the event was really, really nice. I had it. I mean, it's something you have to see. So when the recap video, I would love to send it to you guys. I'm actually am pleased of how successful it was. I mean, I had the tents there. All of our tents had the sanitizing stations there. I mean, we had the outdoor sofas. I have this
Wow.
big balloon display. You guys have to see. That was incredible. I always do like a big 5-foot marquee light thing
Mhm.
that spells out. Like the last event was Collabchella. This one was Collaboween, and it had
Mhm.
this 5-foot um, light up marquee that spelt out the event, the name of the event, and with this huge balloon display. Like, it's something you have to see. Someone actually said to me, and this really made my night. He was like, "Bro, this is Astro World." And I'm like,
Mm.
if you guys any know what that is, I was
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Even the Hunter
Yeah.
House people, they, because they were white, and I'm this black man that's younger than them, probably they call a kid, and came
Mhm.
up to them and
Mhm.
wanted to have an event, and they trusted me you know, to send them money, let me have an event, and they looked at me and it's like, let's do this again. This
Yeah.
is a success. And I was like, man, this is incredible. So yeah,
Wow.
it was amazing. We had performances going. I had um, just different media there. I mean, key people from different apps there. I had Dub Smash, which is the Dub Smash app,
Mhm.
which is the
Mhm.
OG of these apps.
Mhm. Mhm.
The rep that I work with there, Barry, she sent out 100 masks that had 100 masks that had Dub Smash on it.
Yeah.
So it was a success, and I'll let Robbie share his input.
So Keith, Rob, we got a wrap for our next guest, man. We really appreciate you guys for coming on. How can we follow you guys' movements?
Um, on Instagram, Robbie World, ROB 3 Eyes World, and Keith, your Young Gun CEO, and
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going viral. So
yeah, congratulations on all
Thank
the
you.
success that y'all are having and continue to have. And thank you so much for just collaborating with others and showing people that we're stronger together. You know, as soon as you get together with
Yes.
somebody else and just take your ideas to the next level, doors just open. So congratulations on all your continued success.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Salute, man.
Keep
Salute. Thank
rolling
you guys for
out.
coming on.
Keep rolling out on your Rolodex, okay? Contact us the next time
Yes.
that we cover the event.
We want to pull up.
For sure. Absolutely. I got you guys. I'll make
Pull
sure that's
up.
already
Pull
been
up.
planned, so we're gonna put y'all on there. All right.
Great.
All right, man. Salute.
Yes,
See
sir.
y'all. I'm excited about this next guest.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
bring them out. Who we got?
Bring them out.
Ah! That was super dope what they are doing though. Young professionals. Sure. And we have Mr. Recondius O'Brien. Hi.
Good morning.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Morning.
I love those glasses.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know they're super dope. So first of all, I'm sorry, y'all. I just took over the whole thing.
No, girl, go.
Get your interview. Go ahead.
Seriously, before I introduce you, I want to introduce you to my other co-host, Tiara, and also Portia. We have Amir and Romeo that may dive in a little bit too. But welcome to the AM Wake Up Call.
See, I've been missing out. I had no idea that all this energy was going on early in the morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Absolutely. So we want to just jump right in because you have a lot going on and a lot in store. I'm going to do a very brief bio of you, but absolutely I want to give you an opportunity to also let our guests know who you are. But Recondius, I met him on we were doing a project with a huge brand, hair care brand, I would say. And we just locked ever since. So he's a master cosmetologist, makeup artist, like he's international. He's worked with national campaign with all types of beauty brands across the world. Like he is the best of the best and also my hairstylist.
He do it all.
The really great thing about what Recondius is now up to or have launched is his book. So he is now an author. And this book, Hunty, if y'all haven't gotten it, you better get it. But before I jump in, Recondius, let our guests know who you are and what you got going on.
So I am Recondius O'Brien. I am I guess a jack of all trades, and mastered quite a few of those. What's interesting is that I am a creative. I love everything that allows me to be able to express my creativity. I am now an author, as she said. I am a master cosmetologist. I am a certified chef. I am a minister. I am a life coach. So many things. But the thing about the book in and of itself, when the pandemic started, I asked God not to let me come out of this pandemic the same way that I went in. I was like, I want to be different. But what I also asked was that I would be able to utilize all of the gifts that have been given to me. I want to figure out how to harness those things and actually capitalize on those things. And I will tell you that writing a book, especially a memoir or the beginning of a memoir, is so you put yourself out there on Front Street. As Ty said, we've worked on major campaigns together. We've worked on great, amazing photo shoots and stuff together. But what's interesting is that those things are kind of behind the scenes. When you write a book, especially about yourself, all everybody else is removed. So you're in the front. And so, that's who I am. I am someone who is passionate about what I do. I love seeing transformation. And I think that can be the key to each part of what I do is that I love to see someone come in and actually leave out better than life better. That's me.
I think he was going in and out.
We got you.
Yeah, the very last part was going in and out. But
sorry, I was saying that when I leave home every day, I leave home with the motto, whose life can I change today? Whose life can I impact today?
Oh no, we needed that. Yeah, we need
Yes,
we need to
yes,
hear
yes.
that part. That part. Well, definitely let's dive a little bit into the book that you now have out. It's called The Truth That I Didn't Tell. That's why I said it's juicy, y'all. So
You selling secrets about the industry? Like
Yeah, what's going on?
This is about me completely.
Okay, so
And that's, what's interesting. Yeah, it's totally about me. It has nothing to do. It does have to do with the industry because that's where it all started. I started combing hair when I was 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely but there. It's about me. So
give us just a little bit of insight of the book. You said you started combing hair when you was 5. Take us through
your journey.
Synopsis of your journey.
Okay, so when I was 5, my mom used to press and curl her friend's hair, and I, being her kid, I had to sit in the corner with my toys and be still. And so when her friends would leave, I would have to get up. I would get on the bed. Mickey Mouse was my thing at that time. I would get on the bed and I would comb her hair. I would emulate what I saw her do, and literally, that's where it all began for me. Then when my sister was born, maybe that might have been 4 actually, because when my sister was born, I was 5, and she had baby dolls. So I would comb their hair and try to restyle their hair, and that was the beginning. As far as my my hair career was concerned. And so by the time I was 9, I was doing braid extensions. My cousin taught me how to braid, and so I first could plait, but I couldn't braid. I said, "Don't teach me how to make it stick to the scalp." So she actually taught me how to braid. And probably 9, 10, I started braiding extensions because I wanted to know that part. And so that's generally, I learned from watching, so I could literally do anything that I put my hands to.
So what I think was very telling or revealing about your book and you. So in the beauty industry, everybody, as a creative, there are some unspoken things and truths, but there's still a little bit of reluctancy of transparency and who a person actually really is. And with O'Brien, with this book, The Truth I Didn't Tell, it reveals, like he's almost butt naked. Like he becomes butt naked and talks about that moment of when he was a child, how, he was called these very, very horrible names. Like one of his chapters is called Sissy. Like he goes there and he reveals that truth. And what I noticed throughout the book was that your writing seemed to have been very therapeutic for you. Absolutely. Going through the struggles that you went through. So tell us a little bit about some of those struggles and just how you got through it.
Okay, so you did get a chance to read. So I'm really happy that you were able to share in that with me. And I will tell you that chapter was the hardest. The chapter 6 was the hardest. It's the first chapter, and it was also the hardest. The first time that I heard the word, I was maybe 3. And someone said to my mother, "He's too pretty to be a boy. You're gonna make him a sissy." And so what happens when a child actually hears a word? Or like you can tell a child, "Oh, you're Superman." What does he do? He puts a towel around his neck and he tries to jump off the table. You want to be Batman and trying to find something that, that will make them have these superpowers. At that time, I didn't know what it was, but the next time I heard the word, my ears perked up because I was like, was that what I'm supposed to be? Oh, wow. And so I had no idea that it would change the trajectory of my life. What it did do, I began to seek out, what is that? What is that? What is that? And it wasn't until I realized the negative connotation that was associated with it that I then began to develop shame. And shame is the second chapter in the book. Shame because this was a natural, innate gift. I could do it with my eyes closed. I had no idea that, that it would change my life. It allowed me to become an international renowned hairstylist on magazines. My first magazine cover I got, I think when I was 24, 25. I've been in, like I said, every major Black hair magazine, and even others, American Salon, all of those, I've been a part of those campaigns. But that one word literally, it did not destroy my life, but it could have if I had not had the mental wherewithal. And so what I began to do when I was 26 when I began to journal. And I began to journal, and as I began to journal, the journal was a safe space. The journal was where I could be raw and naked and tell, how I felt or how I was made to feel as a result of those words. Even to this day, and I'm 49, I hate to hear the word. I hate it even to today because, because you realize that words hurt. And as I began to grow and develop, I knew what I didn't want to become. Now I have no problem, with, that's your thing, that's your thing, but I was much older when I realized, what was going on. My sexuality would begin to become in question as I began to see, oh, is that what it is? That's not who I am. I love who I love, but that doesn't mean that I have to be that. You understand? Yeah. And so so it was very, very, very cathartic for me to write the book. And it talks about how that one word, and you're trying to determine not just who you are becoming, but as you're changing, because, we go through cycles. As you begin to go through the cycles of life, and you always refer back, well, is that me? And so as I begin to grow, I began to, like I said, the second chapter is shame. And that was where I had to learn to hold my head up when I walked into a room. I had to look at people in their eyes because I always kept my head down, because that one word, like I said, it changed the trajectory of my life.
Wow. Yeah. It's amazing that you remember that memory from so young,
Like it was yesterday.
Like it was yesterday.
I can still hear
it. People don't realize how impactful what other people telling you what you are when you have not had the chance to figure out yourself yet can be. And I commend you, because I think that your awareness of who you are has allowed you to become successful, not only in the beauty industry, but in all of your other paths and businesses as well. So how can you say confidence in being true to who you are has helped you become so many different things and allow yourself to be transparent in all of the different avenues that you've gone into?
Can I tell you a fun fact?
Yes, please.
The work continues. Yeah. It's daily. You literally have to remind yourself every day of who you are. Even today, I just literally in the last couple of years realized that I did not have to leave part of me outside. I could bring all of me into the room. And by bringing all of you into the room, what that means is if you're uncomfortable with me, that has nothing to do with me. That's not my business. But if I am good with who I am and I'm coming to, like, for instance, me coming to your show today, you had no idea who I was. You saw what I looked like because you saw the picture. But I had to literally come in and accept each one of you for who you are, because you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't leave part of me outside, because guess what? You won't get the full experience of me if I don't bring all of me into the room.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we are learning, especially in this pandemic. You begin to see the true colors of people simply because they have been able to mask behind the facade of who they present. But now, because we've been in such close quarters and everything. Now people you say something, you may say good morning, and it may be a trigger for them, simply because they've not had to be transparent like that. And so, like I said, the work continues for at least for me, it does. As a life coach, as a trauma coach, you have conversations with people, and when you hear where the triggers are, you try to get them to repeat where they are, so they can see that that's where the break is. And once you determine what is called a we don't call it a stronghold, but that's what I would call it. Once you realize where a wall is or a stop is, you have to figure out how we can dismantle that. And I tell you, like I said, it's a continual process. For myself, even writing the book, I had no idea. I was doing an interview the other day, and I read an excerpt from a chapter, and I began to cry. And I could not believe that just rereading the words that I actually wrote and read several times, and still allowed me to feel what I felt at that time.
You sound like you have an amazing story. I want to get the book. I want to read the book. You make me want to know more, you know. So I'm excited about that. But I also want to talk about some of your accomplishments as well,
Okay.
in addition to the book, of course.
Okay.
But you are a licensed cosmetologist, and you have over 30 years. You're a trauma coach, a cosmetologist, makeup artist, a master cosmetologist. Let's talk about all of those. What is a master cosmetologist, and how do you kind of intertwine the different industries in terms of a trauma coach, a manager, educator, and all of those good things?
Okay, that's an excellent question. So let me tell you how it works. To be very honest with you, cosmetology, hairstyling was easy. But what I realized was it was a transformation piece. I can look at you and tell you how I think you will look, how I think you should look. I've had clients sit in my chair, and when I turn them around, they begin to cry because they said, I feel beautiful. I've never associated beauty with myself.
Oh, wow.
I fell into makeup by accident because I worked on a movie. The DP said, he pulled me to the side, probably toward the end, and said, can you do makeup? I said, no. He said, I want you to learn. He said, because there are some jobs where they can only pay one person, a hairstylist. The person has to do hair and makeup. So I did a 1-day, all-intensive course on makeup and literally bought probably $1,000 worth of makeup that day. I would go home and I would paint one side of my face day, one side of my face night. Now with all this hair on my face, that's going to be difficult. But I did it, and I learned it. I learned how to blend. I learned how to, change my look. Learn how to do lashes on the back of my hand.
Wow.
And you can ask Ty, when we work together, I'm always over her shoulder trying to get tips. Ty, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So that was makeup. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I was in New York. I lived in New York for 12 years. I'm in New York. I'm working. I'm new to the city. No one knows me. I'm a boy from the South. Mm-hmm. My nickname for 2 years was Southern Boy because I was, mannerable, and I was, and maybe Southern Boy. I thought the business was changing, but what was happening is the guy was really making me uncomfortable because I could do hair with my eyes closed. Mm-hmm. So I thought the business was changing, and I was like, well, what can I do that I love that's going to generate me the type of income that I'm used to? So I went to the Art Institute and met with one of their advisors. And he began to ask me questions. He said, oh, you'd be great at this. I literally was about to finish my certification as a chef. And the professor pulled me to the side and said, I think you should get your degree. He said, because you're never going to work in a kitchen, but you will run a kitchen because of your strength. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19, legally since I was 19, 16, when I first started in a salon. But, I got my degree in restaurant management, and, so cooking makes people appreciate, like you can literally, if it's not cooked with love, you can tell. And so for me, again, that's part of the transformation piece. It's a part of making people see. So to put a bow on it, as an educator, even I was able to go when I get on stage and I'm teaching people, or as a life coach, I began to share, I connect with the audience. And you're able to, find out what their strengths are. I have so many mentees that I've gotten over the years just by being transparent and being vulnerable. And so when I began to aspire to be a life coach professionally, one of the things that I realized is that trauma is something that we as African Americans, or people, we don't have to use even segregate and say African Americans, people don't like to deal with ugly stuff. Mm-hmm. So it takes it right back to beauty. Yep. And in order for you to be able to develop, or be able to find the true beauty within someone, you've got to get to the ugly stuff. Yeah. And so if you think about all of those things, and that's just, that's a quick synopsis of how I became all of that. You realize that it all ties back to that first time. I knew that I didn't want to be called a sissy because I'm not a sissy, I'm a man. Yeah. And so when you think about all of those things, each one of those things brings somebody back to the beauty of what they love and the beauty of who they are.
Yeah, I love that. And we definitely appreciate your transparency and honesty with us, Racondia. So we're going to cue straight to a cover The Truth I Didn't Tell, you can definitely go to theoexperience.com to purchase this book. Definitely, if you have not, please go and support this book. He is telling his truth. I love it. He got naked, then he put back on his clothes.
Yes, that's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta
do it. But definitely thank you so much, Racondius, for joining us here at the AM Wake Up Call. I want to leave this segment and just say that from your book, you said something that was very, very, very life-changing for me. And it says that we hold the keys to our unlocked destiny. Let that sit.
And I'm gonna tweet that.
Okay. Thank you so very much. We love you here at Rolling Out. You be blessed today.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Have an amazing Friday.
You too.
Me too.
Your fan club was showing up too, Racondius. They was out here.
Wow.
Go and pre-order. Food is my medicine. They said hello, thank you, yes, all of that. So they were supporting.
Well, good. Yes, I'm glad. Because you know what, to be honest with you, in conclusion, was for me, I literally wanted people to realize that it's nobody else's power. It's yours.
Exactly.
It's yours. And if you get it and grab it, the sky's the limit.
That's right.
Give it to me. All right. All right, Racondius.
Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day.
You have an amazing
day. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'm inspired.
He did have an inspiring story, didn't he? I love it.
Yeah. With him, with anybody, I think it's important not to put yourself in a box. And that's what I saw with him, because it's like, okay, you may have multiple talents, but why put yourself in a box and say, okay, this is it, I'm just gonna do this? No, like allow that to just
because he was committed to his purpose. So once you commit to your purpose, he found inspiration in making people feel good, and whether that be through cooking, whether that be through makeup, whether that be through doing hair, whether that be through inspiring others with his book. His purpose is to make others feel good. So I think once you find your purpose, you can unlock a variety of different things for yourself.
Yeah. I love it.
Love it. I think you hit it on the head, Tiara.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
The men.
Romeo got a song in his head. Romeo, what you dancing to?
The WAP remix. My fault. It was playing.
Let us hear it.
That was a good job on that. Like, I was actually listening.
Yeah, it was inspiring.
Pretty dope.
Sky's the limit. And Ty, what'd you say? We hold the keys to unlock our potential. That's what he said in his book. So let that sit and resonate, y'all. All right, Amir, what you got on your report?
Let's get to it. First, man, Daniel Cameron, man, this dude is just like the worst. He's like the worst. So if you guys remember, on September 29th, an anonymous grand juror stepped forward and asked a judge if they will be allowed to speak publicly about the case, saying that Daniel Cameron used the grand juries as a shield to deflect accountability and responsibility for the decisions of the cops. And so this juror wants to come forward to actually do interviews and speak to the media to kind of give people some insight on what actually happened during those proceedings. And so Daniel Cameron, he responded like the next day. He released like 15 hours of the proceedings of the grand jury proceedings, which usually are private and secret. They usually do the grand jury in a secret room, and they that's why they, how they find out if they're going to indict an individual or not. But for whatever reason, I think the jurors believe that Cameron withheld a lot of evidence that he didn't really present them with, I guess because he has to present the charges. He never presented a murder charge in the Breonna Taylor case. So they only had a few things to work with, and they really didn't have the knowledge. You understand, if you don't really have the legal knowledge that you can say, okay, maybe we should look into murder. That never happened. So Cameron pretty much had an agenda from the onset. And so yesterday he came out and said that he filed a motion asking the judge to prevent this juror from speaking. So it's a lot of mess happening in Kentucky. We want to make sure that Daniel Cameron is voted out, and hopefully if we want to make sure that Joe Biden and Harris ticket wins, And once they win, they can actually have the FBI to investigate this entire situation, to actually bring federal charges against the cops, and possibly check down your camera in it, because from the beginning of this whole case, it's just a lot of bad policing. It was just a whole mess.
I think it's true. All skin folk ain't wait. All kin folk ain't
all kin
folk.
folk.
All skin folk.
Oh, yeah, skin folk ain't your kin folk.
Listen, y'all. Where's his village? Like, who raised him? Like, I really do have that question in the back of my mind when I see people, especially even my own kids. I'm like, who raised y'all? But for real, who raised him? And where's his village? What is his mama saying? What is his, you know what I'm saying? Like, was he in foster care? I'm just so curious, because he over there wilding out. And apparently with no repercussions. Because he like, do this, and this. And we gonna see where it go.
And I think that's, just to raise awareness around voting. Again, this is why it's so important to vote on every level and understand the people that are running for office and what they represent, because just because you see somebody on a ticket that may look like you does not mean that they think like you. So be very aware of elections and making sure that you're paying attention to the people that represent you, because they do not always have our community's best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Ms. Baird, that's a good point. Definitely, I want everybody, before you go to the polls and before you vote, definitely Google. You can Google your ballot. You can take right now. You can do it actually right now, and it'll show you every name that's on that ballot. It'll show you that every amendment, every law that they think that they're trying to pass. So Google your ballot and study that ballot, and inform yourself of that ballot before you step into the voting booth. So really, you take that time to educate yourself on who's on this ballot, because a lot of times people just think that it's just going to be the president. It's just a president election. No, you have a lot of local people who are going to be running that your vote is going to count. So you have to really know who you're voting for and what you're voting for and what you're voting against. So take some moments, Google that ballot in your state, and study every person that's on that ballot, so you can know what you're going to be getting into before you step into that voting booth.
Absolutely.
Amir, I'm happy you said that, because a lot of the times people will just get the ballot and go Democrat, or Republican, all the way down the chain. And no, you don't need to do that. You need to Google it. You need to research those people. And that's why I like doing the mail-in, because it gives me an opportunity to sit down and do like a cross-reference and really be able to look into each and every candidate. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. It's very important to do that, especially locally.
I thought Romeo was going to say, Portia was talking about that yesterday. I thought Romeo was going to say.
In all actuality, I was the person who brought it up. And
don't do that. Roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Who brought it up?
I did.
I brought it up, Amir. Oh, come on. First, okay. So,
somebody said Portia did. Somebody.
I'm just saying, we was talking about that yesterday, because that's what I did last time we voted.
Speaker. Here's the false lie. After the election, Amir would have been proud of me, because after the VP debate, I came on camera and with my notes that I have right here that I took during that, and I brought up that people should be aware of voter suppression and know who's on the ticket. Amir, I also brought up the topics of COVID, tax, Roe versus Wade, having a firm commitment, the moderator, and how to.
My brother, thanks for educating the people, man. I'm proud of you, man. Like you stepping up and you educating the black people.
Romeo said,
we support.
He said, give him his flowers now.
He had notes yesterday, but I definitely brought up the fact that you can look at your entire ballot and research the people before you go to the polls, and do not just vote straight party ticket, because and I actually said, I don't know if they still have those. They were trying to ban those at one point, straight party ticket. But yes, get your ballot. Go, like Amir said, Google it. It's online. Figure it out. Look at all those people. Find out who they are, what they did, what they represent. Get out there, y'all. Vote. Y'all see that? Vote.
The problem that I'm
Oh,
having right
oh.
now is, and we had this conversation a long time ago, and I think Ty was on. I think, matter of fact, Ty was on that day. We've been paying attention to everything that's in front of us. That you guys remember when we missed when California and Georgia was voting for the sex laws for kids or something like that, and we missed it. And we missed it because we were so big on the bigger picture. And you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. People know like all the little stuff that's moving, because they could be voting slavery back in, but we up here paying attention to who running for president, and you'll miss it. So yes, definitely know what you got going on that ballot. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Take some notes, man. Take some notes.
Yes, mommy, y'all.
Take some notes.
We're encouraging you. I'm looking for some flowers to send you in the chat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, let's go to the next slide.
Sierra said, "Give it to him now." Right.
All right. Speaking of voting, we gotta go. Shaq is voting for the first time in his life, which is interesting. He's 48 years old. Of course, he's been around. Like, I'm sure he could have voted in the Clinton election. He could have voted in the Bush election. He could have voted in the Barack Obama election twice. But this is the first time he's actually voted. And it's so crazy to me because it's like he's done a lot of stuff with President Barack Obama. Like, he was actually at the Easter egg hunt. I was there in 2016. That was the last Easter egg hunt they had at the White House. Shaq was one of the guests. And you would think that, him having a relationship with President Barack Obama, that he would at least vote for his boy. Like, he would at least vote for his friend. Shaq is, but props to Shaq. He's voted for the first time in his life. 2020.
That means it's really bad. Like, it's either that, like, it's a lot of people voting for the very first time, and at least a lot of celebrities too that's coming out saying that they voted for the very first time this election.
Can I ask you a question about that though? Does it scare y'all that I'm going to go for black privilege? I'm not going white privilege. Like, black privilege wise, that you've been in a great place for so long that you're just now voting in your 30s and 40s. Like, you've been black and rich for so long. But I'm just saying, you've been black and rich for so long that now you're voting because you feel a certain way. Like that.
Now that's a great point, Romeo.
I think that's a good conversation. Yeah. No, keep going. I was just agreeing, saying that I think that's a good point that you're making by saying that maybe Shaq has been a little bit away from his community and away from his roots to even know. But also at the same time, black people historically don't think that their vote matters. And I think that now, through this Trump era, even Shaq can't get away from the effects that the presidency does have on our people.
Yep. I agree with that, Tiara. I definitely, because maybe he was caught up in, trying to revive Papa John.
Right.
These sports people for Forto and all these other different brands, which I get it. He's getting that check. He's getting them check. But now, like you said, Tiara, he's forced. And a lot of us are now forced to be like, okay, I ain't do it before, but dear God.
Again, y'all, like, where are these people's villages? Like, it's so important to not have these yes people around you all the time, and really have some responsible, grounded, well-versed, intelligent people that could be like, dude, you 50 or even in your 30s, like, it's very important to vote. In your
and you have such a influential platform that can influence other people to get out there and vote.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Here's the hook. This is what I'm noticing socially. And this is gonna sound bad. Amir, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this. I'm noticing more other races taking a stance. Let's think about this. For The Rock.
Take a stance on what though?
Like The Rock. For The Rock to come out and say, hey, this is who I'm voting for, and this is what it is. Or for Captain America.
Black.
I tried to say that.
He do got some black.
No.
If you got some black,
you
black.
I'm saying for the level that he's at,
He got a couple drops.
Chris Hemsworth, Captain America from the Avengers, for him to there are certain celebrities that saying, hey, this is what I'm voting for, this is what it is. What I'm not seeing is black celebrities do that. I'm not seeing them make a video saying, hey,
Cardi B is very.
No, I'm talking about primary. I'm not talking about hip hop. I'm talking about your upper echelons like The Rock. I'm talking about your upper echelons.
Dang, he's saying
you don't think Cardi B is up there with them?
No.
I'm talking about
he's talking about.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like the upper, the black, the Hollywood.
Not Cardi.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Cardi B, I like Cardi B.
Those statements. I'm not saying Cardi B's voice doesn't. I'm gonna tell you, if Michelle Obama can say who it is, think about if that was followed by Oprah, if that was followed by someone, like if it was followed, like Michelle Obama is on camera saying, this is who I'm voting for. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, this is who I'm voting for. Like, where is that level?
I think they're out there. We just don't, I mean, we would have to research it and pull it up, but it's definitely something that we need to start the narrative on and start repurposing everybody's focus to show, look, you know, the people that you follow, the people you look up to, this is who they're voting for. Like, I think we do need to highlight that more. I can't necessarily say that Black Hollywood has not, or no one has, or Slim Picking has.
I haven't. Have y'all seen? Have you seen?
You mean like a Will Smith? You mean like the endorsing, the public endorsing of Biden, Harris, or whoever they endorse? Okay, yeah.
Producers, that we need to.
But I do think a lot of celebrities too might be still afraid to really come out, even though now I feel like we're more open and we understand that the personal is political. I still think that a lot of even the Black upper echelons in Hollywood still have to appease and straddle the fence to make sure that they're still getting the opportunities after they make this kind of statement, you know?
Yeah. It depends on who writing their check, because you can say whatever you want to say if you writing your own check. And some of those people found out the hard way that when they do say whatever they want to say and somebody else is writing their check get cut.
I mean, think about the backlash. I mean, of course, LeBron James, nobody's going to take him out of the NBA, but even all of the political statements and stuff that they're doing with the Black Lives Matter, Trump really went in on them, and a lot of people who support the Republican Party and a lot of the well, not even just the Republican Party, but a lot of people who support that radical right and that people in the Black Lives Matter, that all lives matter type of rhetoric, you know, James got a lot of heat for that.
Are we holding people accountable or are we dancing? Let me be clear in Romeo's statement. My people are dying. America is dying. People are being attacked. People are being ridiculed. Romeo International says, I could give a flying flip about Trump. I can give a flying flip about my friends who follow me, support me, or whatever. If I lose your follow because I want to protect people, that's on your ass. So we got to start holding people accountable. They can't keep dancing this line. Like I can't.
Yeah, which begins a bigger conversation about ownership. You know, why don't we have our own NBA? Why don't we have our own leagues? Why?
Yeah,
and you know, even
his with the big three.
And even going back to somebody like Tyler Perry, who does get the chance to write his own check and write so many checks for other people, and what he's doing for Black Hollywood and changing our narrative, that's something that I think a lot more Black people are going to start to do. And that's how we'll really make the impact that we need to make.
Yeah, somebody said Tyler Perry is the only person writing their own check. Well, the only Black person that's writing his own check. Tyler Perry got the check. He got to check.
And
he the bank.
Let me be clear so I don't get in trouble. I'm not judging anyone for the decisions that they make or the choices that they choose. What I am doing is tell me where you stand so I can tell you where my money going. How about that? Tell me where you stand so that I can make a choice that is not holding back my community, my people, or things that I believe in just because you want to play nice and you still voting or going the other way. Nah, don't do the boy like that.
So yeah, you got to watch out for a lot of these black celebrities, and most of it, and unfortunately, a lot of times, it's black male celebrities. They're really Republicans. Like they won't say it out loud, and they walk the walk and talk the talk, but they really they'll go in the booth and vote for Trump, and you know, because they feel like, you know, if once you make a certain amount of money, they feel like Republicans will give you that tax cut. So yeah, you have a lot of black celebrities who are just quiet right now, and they won't say anything. Of course, you know, I don't want to really throw anybody out there because they can't really defend themselves. But there are a lot of black people who are famous, and we know them. And you wouldn't believe that they will vote the other way, but they will vote against the interests of their race to preserve their own pockets.
Yeah,
so you gotta watch out for
those. About this.
Yeah, and one more tidbit. The NBA before in 2016, only 20% of the players actually voted in 2016.
Oh, how much?
Only 20%. 2016. Only 20% of the NBA players voted.
Wow.
But Chris Paul came out a couple of days ago and said that now 90% of the league registered voters, and that he believes that at least 90% are going to be voting. So, you know, we just got to keep working on people. You know, and to Romeo's earlier point, a lot of times when you have athletes, they do grow up in a bubble where it's like all they just sports is like their entire lives, and they don't really see the effects of like what's happening in their communities a lot of times, because they're at basketball camps all year, they're at AAU tournaments, and they don't really, you know, so they're shielded a lot of times from some of the effects, and you know, being a black celebrity, you get treated differently. So you may not see that anything is wrong, because it's like you're treated, you're held on a pedestal basically your entire life. So you might not see that anything is wrong, and you might not really understand the ramifications of voting. So definitely to Romeo's point, there is a case. Mike Tyson actually said that he's voted for the first time this year as well. So we just want people to vote.
That's what I'm talking about, Ty.
I don't know whether to give them a shout out and say kudos to voting for the first time and actually being vulnerable enough to let people know that you have never voted, or just say, what the hell? You're like,
well, Mike Tyson is kind of different, because Mike Tyson was a felon, and he didn't believe that he could vote because he had a felony charge. So
yeah, he didn't. Some people don't have that education to know what they're right.
Yeah, he was a different case. He didn't know his rights. He thought that because he was a convicted felon, that he couldn't vote, but he found out this year that he actually has the right to vote.
And he found out now. Come on, man, y'all gotta stop with this ass.
But you know, the thing is, people, a lot of
we can't beat everybody.
Yeah, though, I believe he didn't have the right to vote. I believe he's a felon.
Oh my God.
He ain't know.
States felons can't vote, and I do believe Mike Tyson could not vote for a reason.
But he didn't do his due diligence in finding out. And okay, so it was a different case. But
well, it's good now. He'll be at the poll.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as they correct, man. Correct. You can always correct.
And what the F? Kudos and what the F. I'm gonna just mix them. Kudos to y'all for voting. What the F for not? What the hell? Okay.
Hell.
All right, let's go to the last slide. All right, so the Lakers, man, they can wrap up the NBA Finals tonight against the Miami Heat, and they're going to wear the mama jerseys, the special mama jerseys, which is a tribute to Kobe Bryant. Of course, this would be like definitely a storybook ending to the year. Of course, we lost Kobe Bryant. Was that February and January? Man, this year is really
January 26th.
January
26th. I remember.
January 26th. So That was great. That's right. It was Grammy weekend. I was out there in LA when all that happened.
I was out
there.
It
just seems like it's just
crazy.
This year has been so crazy. But this will be a storybook ending if LeBron James and the Lakers are able to wrap up the NBA Finals tonight. They're going to be having the Mamba jerseys on. They haven't lost in the Mamba jerseys yet, so it'd be definitely a tribute to Kobe Bryant and his family for them to take home the big award tonight, Larry O'Brien Trophy. So I'm definitely pulling for the Lakers for them to take it home. So shout out to the Lakers.
What's the series score right now? How many do they have? How many have they won?
It's 3-1. So the Lakers only need to win one more game and they'll win the championship. Yep. So tonight is the night.
Oh, it's a wrap then.
Wow. Yeah, we're gonna claim that for these. We're gonna claim that.
Claim that for the Heat. Claim that for Kobe.
I don't know, Jimmy Butler. He be coming through.
Lost 3 times.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Lost 3 times. Lost 3 times. So it's a wrap, girl.
Next year, maybe next time. Okay.
I mean, I do. I like the Heat. I do. I'm going for the Lakers though, but it's a good game. It's been a good series.
Definitely. It definitely going to be emotional for the people in LA. Just imagine if they actually had the games in LA. I think that would be a crazy thing if they, they could Staples Center.
It still don't feel like he's gone. Like,
2020 has been a doozy.
I've been keeping up with his family on Instagram. Vanessa Bryant's page, and she's posting how even their newborn has gotten older. Over the past 8 months or so. So it's so sad just to see how they have to move on, but still keep the memory alive.
Yeah.
And that's what 2020 has put everybody in a position where 2020 has put everybody in a position to where it's not giving you an option. Here, this is this apple, you're gonna eat it. You're gonna swallow it, and then you're gonna figure out how to chew it, and then 2 weeks later, here go another apple. As sad as Kobe is, because I'm a big Kobe fan, I'm a Lakers fan, but my heart goes out to even myself. My heart goes out to everybody. I will say this before we move on. I have never waited for a year to be over with so quick.
It's October. It's the middle of October. We don't have that long to go. I was in the stores yesterday and Christmas stuff is out.
Yes. Out. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Number holidays. I don't even.
I'm about to put some lights on these little trees behind me, y'all.
Right.
My album is coming. It's about to be lit. Christmas album coming.
Yeah.
Y'all, I need some features. Listen.
For it.
About to get these little vocal lessons going. What y'all want me to sing? Let's put it in the I'm just saying, 2020. We're gonna make the most of it, Romeo. Yes.
Romeo has already told you he is not getting on your album. So I don't know why you keep begging for.
I'm not begging. I'm just
begging.
Facebook family. What y'all want me to sing? I need some features. Listen.
I think you should have Iris Baker on a song with you.
I was just about these shields. Come on,
Shirley Carter.
Come on, y'all. What y'all want?
Definitely a duet with Teru. Get him to bring some.
Come on, Teru. Yes.
If it was Portia Monique versus Munson Steve, I'm gonna go with somebody who got hits. So I'll put me on the Munson Steve side because Portia Monique ain't got no hits.
Oh, but you not gonna come after Portia like that, bro.
We were trying to get Portia to write some music. I don't know why she.
I got my music written. I'm ready. I got some originals.
She live in Detroit. She knows snow.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? I got some originals. Christmas verses.
They said it's gonna be a Christmas versus Munson Steve and Portia Monique.
Oh yes.
Streaming. Now, I already got a song.
Oh.
But I'll write a Christmas song.
Now,
need to get Romeo to do the beat.
My baby, I got beats upstairs. My baby do beats. She's a producer extraordinaire.
You should be singing on them, Portia.
I am. We about to get them.
Don't acapella, Portia. Don't even worry about no beat.
What's your Christmas single?
Coming soon. We go next week. We gonna have the Christmas.
Let's break into it right now. We got a writing session right here on 1 a.m. Christmas song. It's a Christmas song.
I might have to start off
so,
with something.
Amir, you can lead us
that
off.
we
What
know.
is the title of the song? You can play like you A&R. You say you A&R. So what is the title of her Christmas song? So there we go.
Let's go, Amir.
Portia's Christmas song. Let's do Christmas in the D. Christmas in Detroit.
It's so
like
cold.
She need a universal Christmas song. She need a universal.
Christmas in the D.
Come on.
It's so cold in the D. She gonna do the remix.
Christmas just ain't Christmas. I'm a mix some
What's
of
the title of the song? Start with the title of the song.
Somebody give me a title. Come on, y'all. I'm about to flow.
Barry, you don't have no title.
What?
I'm thinking.
All right, you can call it Gifts of Love.
I like that. Gifts of love.
Yeah.
Last cry.
From above.
No, come on
Christmas
now. Now you got to help her out with some
reason
lines
for the
up there.
season.
You
Come
can
on,
write
y'all,
it.
because this mind is coming through me.
What's the beat
not
sound
today.
like, Amir?
Not today. It ain't.
Gifts from above.
No, it's
Gifts
Christmas
of love.
time.
Okay.
Right. It sound like a love
I
song.
like a TLC type of Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I'm like, we need to do a remix of that.
No, she needs it for Gifts of Love.
Gifts of love.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change it up. We don't want to get no
Gifts
copyright.
of love from above. Gifts of love.
Not from love. Gifts for love.
Hey, Captain.
We'll start that off on Monday. I see where we're going with this. We didn't get no lyrics.
Kathleen Collins said Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto.
He does. Santa Claus. Yes, love that, Kathy.
All right, well, y'all go ahead and purchase that album if y'all want to. Y'all gonna ask for a return. But I will.
Don't do that. Positive vibes only, Romeo. About to blow you away.
So Irish Baker said she wants you and Munson to do a duet.
We will. We've done duets before.
Y'all, please. Oh my God, we need a flyer. Romeo, get it together. Come on, that's a flyer right there. Boom.
No, she's in it. I think Portia should get Kim. I think she should get Romeo to get her Big Sean.
Mm-hmm.
She should definitely reach out to CC Winans and make something with them. And then she should do a classic Gifts of Love with Anita Baker.
Oh my God. Yes.
All that's in the D, come back with a Kim, kiss me under the mistletoe, have Kim do that.
Yes.
That would be great, and then take it home with something big and do a Aretha remix Christmas song that nobody had thought about, all from the D.
All of that.
So before we move on,
classic with a whole bunch of hip hop.
I love it, love it, love it.
So go to social, man. These people are just like, they're like,
what they talking about?
They're giving titles.
What y'all want me to do?
They giving titles.
So we got Motown and Christmas Town. We got a portion of Christmas.
I love that.
Oh, I like that. I like that. A portion of Christmas.
I know it's Friday. I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
Listen, y'all. Yes. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
That's it, Ty. Keep it. She just need to work on them lyrics.
Yep.
She in the town. She just need to get in the studio.
Yep. Christmas.
Make it happen.
Keep coming, y'all. It's
Holiday
coming.
season.
We ain't got long. We got less than 2 months.
It's coming, girl. It's coming. It's coming. We got it.
What y'all dressing up for Halloween is?
I got a whole list, girl. But I'm gonna let you go.
You need to have a list of positive thoughts, or Ashley gonna get tired and cancel you.
Positive thoughts. I will
Let's
kick
talk.
it off, y'all.
Please.
Let me kick it off. Positive thoughts of the day is Friday. We're going into the weekend. The middle of October. Yes, Christmas stuff is already out. But I just want to say, in light of the governor's attempted and foiled kidnapping by the Michigan militia, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. I'm just going to put that out there. And prayers to the Governor Whitmer of Michigan. No weapon formed against us and against you shall prosper.
Amen.
And pass the ball to Tiara Shea Berry. This is her first
Yes.
week, wrapping up her first week with the
Yes.
Good job.
yes,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. My positive thought is go for it. I think that, today I was really inspired by all of our guests who just made decisions to just go for it. They're all doing unconventional things and they're doing it in a way that is super inspirational. And they didn't wait or have to ask anybody to go for it. They just did it. So that's my positive thought. Believe in yourself and go for it. And I'm gonna pass the ball to Ty.
Hey, I'm gonna catch it. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said and ask the question, what truths are you holding hostage? Think about that, resonate in that, because if you are holding those truths hostage, you need to unlock that and unlock your truth and reveal your true self. So that's all I got. I'm about to pass it on over to Romeo.
Tomorrow I'm going to give you guys every single thing that I can. But what I'm also going to give you is accountability of myself. And that means that every single thing I do or say, I will stand by. If you are part of my crew, Team Romeo International, you have to stand by those things. It's no time for games. It's no time for playing. It's all time for love and building each other up. And if you can't do that, then I can't rock with you. So my positive thought is going to you. Be accountable. Stand for something. And I'm going to throw it to AR.
All right, so it's never too late to correct something that you haven't done in the past. Of course, we've seen Shaq and of course Mike Tyson vote for the first time. We're gonna throw out those other years and move people forward. And, you got to take responsibility of what's happening right now and register to vote and understand what your vote means. Understand that you have to educate yourself on the vote, educate yourself on the ballot. Like I said before, Google who's on your ballot. And really understand the circumstances before you step into the voting booth, so you can know what you're doing before you at the voting polls. So that's my whole thing. Make sure that your vote is coming up. Early voting will be starting Monday for a lot of people, especially in Georgia. So I would definitely be voting early in Georgia. Vote early if you can. Definitely make sure that your vote is counted. Don't wait because you never know what's going to happen on November the 3rd. Let's go, Munson.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching and tuning in to Rolling Out AM, Wake Up Call with Portia Monique, Romeo International, A.R. Shaw, Ty Butai Cooper, and, of course, Miss Berry. Welcome, Miss Berry, all Spellman, all the CAU, paraphernalia, Morehouse, of course. CAU. Of course, we've got the Gremlin, Eddie. What'd you say, Eddie?
Eddie Robinson. Let's go, Eddie Robinson.
Eddie, go, Eddie. Eddie. We know who he is, Portia.
Legacy.
Amir.
That's all I'm saying. Legacy. That's all I'm saying. Because okay, go ahead.
You know, that button was real close. But everything else, I'm going back to the idea of Romeo, Ty, and everybody. Go for it, but go for it and understand that our community needs to be collectively unified as we go forward. It is a new truth. There'll be more truths about who and what we are. Take the time to heal. If it's weekend, heal. Make healing and maintenance, self-maintenance, a part of what you do this weekend. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Take a moment, a time to love yourself. Make sure that everything you do is focused on peace and purpose. I'm Munson Steed. This is Portia Monique, Romeo International, A.R. Shaw, Ty Butai Cooper, and Miss Berry. We love you guys. This is Rolling Out AM. We'll see you next week. Peace.
See y'all next week. But y'all do know that we got the
virtual homecoming, HBCU. Kicking it off tomorrow at 12 p.m. CST, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We got the DJs. We got
an owl for Sorority Incorporated.
What's that pinky? Go ahead, Ty.
Yay.
All right, y'all.
It's a party.
We want to see what y'all wearing.
Great job,
see what y'all wearing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going live. Romeo going live.
We're going live. I'm already on the yard. I don't know about y'all. I'm in the AUC Center. Come on, Tiara. Come on,
we here. I'm ready. It's my first alum homecoming.
Ain't nothing like a homecoming.
Who's gonna stop the show? Y'all stopping the show today?